There's a world on the very edge of our solar system, so far, so frozen, and so unforgiving that NASA, with all its engineering genius and decades of achievements, has never set foot there. Its name? Pluto. And here's the truth that almost no one says out loud. We might never get there. Not next decade. Not this century. Maybe never. Pluto isn't just another planetary target. It's a test of our limits as a species. A destination so extreme that even our most advanced spacecraft have only managed a fleeting glance before racing away into the dark. Pluto lies more than 6 billion kilometers from Earth, orbiting in the dim twilight where the sun is just a bright star in the sky. To put that distance into perspective, a signal from Earth takes over 4 hours to reach Pluto, one way. Driving there in a car at highway speed, over 6,500 years. The only time we've ever seen Pluto up close was July 14, 2015, when NASA's New Horizons spacecraft made its historic flyby. But it didn't land. It didn't even slow down. Instead, it whipped past at more than 50,000 kilometers per hour, capturing data in a brief window of hours before vanishing into deep space. Why so brief? Because in space exploration, speed is both the ticket to arrival and the barrier to staying. In the 1960s, Pluto was still our 9th planet, the crown jewel of planetary exploration. Then, in 1964, NASA engineer Gary Flandreau made a stunning discovery. Between 1976 and 1978, the 4 giant planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, would align in such a way that a single spacecraft could visit them all, using gravity assists. This lineup happens only once every 176 years. The plan, called the Grand Tour, would send 2 twin spacecraft, one to visit Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, the other to visit Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. By 1986, humanity could have seen Pluto up close. But the dream collapsed. The mission's cost was considered too high for the time. A stripped-down version emerged, the Voyager probes. Voyager 1 could have gone to Pluto after Saturn, but NASA chose Titan instead, believing Saturn's moon was the bigger mystery. Pluto's turn was postponed indefinitely. The main problem? Distance and energy. In Pluto's realm, sunlight is so weak that solar panels are useless. The Voyagers relied on radioisotope thermoelectric generators, RTGs, nuclear batteries that convert the heat of decaying plutonium into electricity. But there were fears the power wouldn't last long enough to get there. In the 1970s, sending a craft to such a distant, icy speck was seen as a poor trade-off. The gas giants, with dozens of moons, active atmospheres, and raging storms, were considered more worth it for science. Pluto's reputation? A small, lonely frozen afterthought. Everything shifted in the 1990s when astronomers began finding other icy worlds beyond Neptune, a vast region now known as the Kuiper Belt. Far from being a cosmic oddball, Pluto was revealed as one of the many ancient bodies in this frozen frontier, possibly holding clues to how our solar system formed. Pluto suddenly became a gateway world, the key to unlocking the mysteries of this untouched region. That's when the idea for New Horizons was born, a mission designed to reach Pluto as fast as possible, grab every piece of data it could, and then continue deeper into the Kuiper Belt. On January 19, 2006, New Horizons launched, the fastest spacecraft ever to leave Earth. In just 9 hours, it passed the Moon's orbit, a journey that took Apollo astronauts 3 days. In 2007, it performed a precision flyby of Jupiter, using the planet's gravity like a cosmic slingshot to gain 14,000 kilometers per hour in extra speed. This wasn't just clever navigation. It was an essential test run, checking the craft's instruments while collecting valuable data on Jupiter's swirling atmosphere and volcanic moon, Io. Then came nearly 8 years of deep space cruising, an endless black road to the frozen frontier. On July 14, 2015, after 9.5 years and over 4.8 billion kilometers traveled, New Horizons skimmed just 12,500 kilometers above Pluto's surface. The world we saw was nothing like the dead ice ball many expected. Towering ice mountains rivaling the Alps, vast plains of frozen nitrogen that appeared geologically young, a hazy, layered atmosphere that glowed faintly in the sunlight, and most famously, the heart-shaped tomball regio, a feature so striking it became Pluto's emblem. For the first time in history, Pluto was more than a pixel in a telescope. It was a living, dynamic world. But there was no time to linger. At Pluto's distance, even light-speed communication suffers a 4-hour delay one way. Every maneuver had to be programmed in advance, like piloting a ship across an ocean with your eyes closed. New Horizons had no way to slow down. Capturing Pluto in orbit would have required fuel tanks bigger than the spacecraft itself. So, after a single high-speed pass, it continued into the Kuiper Belt, a cosmic tourist with no return ticket. Here's the cruel truth. To reach Pluto in less than a human lifetime, a spacecraft must travel incredibly fast. But to enter orbit, it must slow down by nearly the same amount, and braking at that speed would require an impossible amount of fuel. Ideas exist: nuclear electric propulsion, gravity braking using other bodies, even futuristic magnetic sails, but these remain experimental. Until then, any mission to Pluto will be look, snap, and go. Could humans go? Technically, maybe. Realistically, not soon. A crewed trip would take 15 to 20 years each way. The supplies, life support, radiation shielding, and psychological strain would be unlike anything ever attempted. Mars, by comparison, is a quick weekend getaway. Even if we could build the ship, the cost of keeping a mission team running for decades would be astronomical, and every delay increases the risk of technology becoming obsolete mid-flight. Pluto proves that small doesn't mean insignificant. It may hide underground oceans. Its surface changes with the seasons. Its location in the Kuiper Belt makes it a time capsule from the solar system's earliest days. It's not just science, it's symbolism. Pluto stands for persistence, for reaching beyond what's easy, for chasing the edge of the map. The New Horizons flyby changed Pluto from a cold question mark to a world with weather, landscapes, and mysteries begging for answers. One day, we will return, perhaps with an orbiter, perhaps even with human explorers. The technology will come, and when it does, the mission will happen. Until then, Pluto remains the final postcard from the frontier, floating in the darkness, waiting. And somewhere, far beyond the reach of today's rockets, it holds secrets we've only just begun to imagine, daring us to come and find them. If you could visit Pluto for one day, what's the first thing you'd want to explore? The towering ice mountains, the mysterious heart-shaped plains, or the possibility of an ocean hidden beneath the ice? Drop your answers in the comments. I read as many as I can, and if you love journeys to the farthest edges of space, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an adventure.